It's been 30 minutes of trying to install one program. Holy.
Do you ever feel like Windows just keeps getting worse? It's almost like every week they add more bloat, ads, half-baked updates on features that already work just fine, and slide in AI crap where it shouldn't be. Not to mention making it harder and harder to have any semblance of privacy while you use the
That feeling, Microsoft wants you to ignore it. But you can't anymore. Because what's happening right now with Windows 11 isn't just frustration, it's a full-scale rejection. And the numbers are impossible to deny. On January 29th, 2026, Microsoft stock crashed nearly 10% in a single day. $357 billion. Wiped out. Here's the thing, but they actually beat earnings expectations that quarter. Revenue was up 17%. But investors saw something Microsoft can't spin. Users aren't just complaining about Windows 11. They're systematically erasing Microsoft from their lives entirely. If this kind of tech accountability is what you've been looking for, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now. Because this story is only beginning to unfold, and you need to see where it goes. Microsoft's own Windows chief, Pavan Devuluri, admitted in January 2026 that the feedback from users has been clear. He told The Verge that Microsoft needs to improve Windows in meaningful ways this year, specifically addressing pain points on system performance and reliability. That's a public admission from inside the company. The organization controlling the world's most used operating system is openly acknowledging it's broken. So how did we get here? In July 2025, users across forums and support threads started reporting that core Windows 11 features were failing. The Start menu, the taskbar, Explorer, Search, all of them. Microsoft said nothing. For 4 straight months, the company stayed silent while millions of users dealt with broken software every single day. Then in November, they quietly published a support article admitting the problems existed. 4 months of damage before a single word of acknowledgement. Windows Central, one of the most Microsoft-friendly publications on the internet, wrote that 2025 was, and this is their words, an awful year for Windows 11. Every single week brought a new headline about broken updates. But the real damage started much earlier than 2025. When Microsoft released Windows 11 in 2021, they made a decision that would define everything that followed.
When it released Windows 11 in 2021, part of that being for the TPM 2.0 and CPU requirements. Computers even just a few years old,
TPM 2.0 and strict processor requirements instantly made an estimated 240 million perfectly functional PCs ineligible for the upgrade. That number comes from Canalys research. 240 million machines that worked perfectly fine declared obsolete overnight because Microsoft decided they didn't meet the new standard. When Windows 10 reached end of life in October 2025, those users faced an impossible choice. Buy expensive new hardware. Pay Microsoft's extended security updates, which start at $61 per user in year 1 and climb to $244 by year 3. Or walk away from Windows entirely. As of December 2025, 650 million machines are still running Windows 10. That number tells you everything you need to know about how users feel about Windows 11. Now here's where this gets bigger than just complaints and frustration. Reports circulating across tech communities suggest users aren't simply switching operating systems. They're eliminating Microsoft completely. According to sources, Microsoft account deletions spiked dramatically in the final months of 2025. While these specific numbers haven't been independently verified through public sources, the broader exodus is confirmed from multiple angles that are verified. Linux desktop usage hit 4.7% globally by the end of 2025. In the United States, it crossed 5% for the first time in history. But the growth pattern is what really matters here. Going from 2% to 3% took 2.5 years. Going from 3% to 4.7% took less than 8 months. That's not gradual adoption, that's exponential acceleration. And for the first time ever, multiple major independent tech outlets, PC Gamer, tech bloggers, hacker news discussions, all simultaneously declared 2026 the year of the Linux desktop. One tech analysis outlet put it bluntly: Linux adoption isn't happening because Linux has become perfect. It's happening because Windows has become actively hostile to user needs. Users aren't running toward Linux because it's flawless. They're running away from Microsoft because staying has become genuinely unbearable. If you think users deserve better than what Microsoft has been delivering, hit that like button right now. This exodus isn't limited to individuals. Enterprise Windows 11 migration is stalling across the board. As of July 2025, 50% of enterprise endpoints hadn't migrated to Windows 11, according to a control-up study that covered over 1 million endpoints. IT administrators on industry forums described the migration process as a productivity disaster, and governments are making moves. Germany's Schleswig-Holstein state announced it's migrating 30,000 government PCs to Linux by the end of 2026. The reason they gave? Digital sovereignty and cost savings. A European government officially choosing Linux over Microsoft at enterprise scale. That's not a small signal. For over 20 years, gaming was Microsoft's unbreakable advantage. If you wanted to play PC games seriously, you needed Windows. That advantage just disappeared. Valve's Proton technology now enables roughly 80% of the entire Steam library to run on Linux with near-native performance. Steam Deck, which runs Linux, accounts for over 21% of all Steam Linux users. PC Gamer wrote in January 2026 that if you want to feel like you actually own your PC, make 2026 your year of Linux. For 2 decades, tech publications would say the same thing. Linux is almost ready. But gaming keeps users on Windows. That wall just fell. The last major reason most users stayed locked into Windows is gone. And while all of this is unfolding, Microsoft's executive team is completely disconnected from reality. CEO Satya Nadella took home $79 million in total compensation for fiscal year 2025. While pushing an AI-first strategy backed by over $80 billion in infrastructure spending, Windows chief Devuleri posted about Windows becoming an agentic operating system. That post received 700,000 views and was overwhelmingly criticized. Comments flooded in with responses like, "Nobody wants this," and "Fix what's actually broken first." Devuleri locked replies within hours. Then Nadella released a memo urging everyone to move past the debate about AI content quality. Within days, the Microslop meme was trending everywhere. Every time Microsoft leadership opens their mouth, they create more ammunition for the people who want to leave. Now let's talk about Bill Gates. The competitor video frames this as Gates being stunned by what's happening. Here's the reality. Gates stepped down from Microsoft's board in 2020. Satya Nadella has led the company since 2014. Gates holds no operational control over Windows 11 strategy or any current Microsoft decisions. But the legacy is a platform he built from nothing, that's facing its first genuine existential threat since the 1990s. Users aren't passively migrating to alternatives. They're actively working to eliminate every trace of Microsoft from their digital existence. The users who built Microsoft into what it is are now the same people systematically working to destroy it. And there is nothing Gates can do about that from the outside. So, where does this leave us heading into 2026? Microsoft is dealing with a crisis that no amount of AI investment can solve. The problems run deep. Forced updates that crash systems. Hardware requirements that made hundreds of millions of PCs worthless. Months of silence when core features break. Executives earning tens of millions while users troubleshoot start menu failures. Some industry observers are speculating that Microsoft needs a complete rebuild with Windows 12. Privacy first? Performance first? User control first? But admitting failure at that scale is something Microsoft has never been willing to do. And that unwillingness might be exactly what accelerates the exodus. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you already switched away from Microsoft, or are you seriously considering it? Share this video if you believe big tech needs to be held accountable like this. And subscribe for more honest tech analysis. Because this isn't just a Windows story. This is about whether companies that disrespect their users can still survive when those users start fighting back. In 2026, the answer might finally be no.